So how do we reduce anxiety and break the patterns of avoidance? That's what they talk about in this chapter. So basically the exposure therapy and all the behavioral therapy is based on this behavioral analysis of anxiety disorders. It's from the behaviorism model. Here S means stimulus, R means response. If you remember the famous Pavlov's experiment, unconditioned stimulus leads to unconditioned response. So the meat powder is unconditioned stimulus, and salivation was unconditioned response because it is automatic, it doesn't have to be conditioned. The same for humans too. You see something delicious, then your mouth becomes watery. So that's unconditioned stimulus and response. But Pavlov, he paired this unconditioned stimulus with conditioned stimulus, which was a bell, and then a bell ring, and then it caused salivation in the end because it was paired with the meat powder all the time. So conditioned stimulus can lead to conditioned response by pairing. So that's the behavioral principle of classical conditioning. That's how the Pavlov's dog was conditioned. It's after repeated pairing, the dog was conditioned, and then the stimulus can be generalized. If you remember from Psych 100 class, also the poor little Albert, remember he was presented with a white rabbit or white mouse with a loud noise, and then so he was conditioned. Incredible they did that to a baby, but he was conditioned. And then they generalized the stimulus even more, so any furry white thing can become scary to him. So that's stimulus generalization. So it's all related to our behavior, kind of how we form fear response. So people tend to form fear response by repeated pairing of this kind of classical conditioning process. And then there's one more behavioral principle which is related to operant conditioning. Again, if you remember from Psych 100 class, if a pigeon pecks a green button and the pigeon doesn't get any food, if the pigeon pecks a red button, then it gets food. The pigeon would peck which button more frequently after that? Red button, right? Because if the behavior is rewarded with something immediate, nice prize, then the behavior will be repeated. So that explains the social anxiety disorder or OCD. Social anxiety disorder, it's too scary to confront these strangers or too scary to go to staff meeting. Okay, I decide not to go. Oh, feels so nice. Immediate reward. So nice. I keep avoiding. Obsessive compulsive disorder, whenever I get like scary obsessive thought, I do this ritualistic behavior. Oh, I feel much better. I do it again. So that's the fear forming process. So and when you know this behavior principle, then you come up with the exposure method. So patients, when they learn that, oh, the avoidance gives me immediate relief from the fear, so the patient keeps avoiding, always avoid, then they never learn that they can actually manage the fear. They never learn actually sometimes they can go to the party and enjoy. Maybe not completely enjoy, but sometimes you can go to the party and not feel tortured. So I mean, you never have the opportunity to learn if you keep avoiding. So the principle of exposure therapy is that, okay, do not avoid, bring your patient and confront. So, and then also classical conditioning, if you unpair the stimulus and response, then the fear response will change. So the reciprocal inhibition, WOLPES, W-O-L-P-E, WOLPES method is based on the classical conditioning. So you unpair the pairing. Deep relaxation is not compatible with intense anxiety. So if the patient experiences relaxation when in the feared situation, the stimuli and response can be unpaired. So if it applies to me, I practice breathing and meditation and deep relaxation, and I train myself to be able to relax like in a few seconds. Then yeah, the big roach with long antennas always so if I am sitting with a big roach and do the relaxation, and if I can find a way to really, I mean, I'm not joking, relax with the presentation of the huge roach with long antenna, instead of freaking out, jumping around and screaming and looking for spray or yeah. Then you do it repeatedly. That's the reciprocal inhibition. Exposure therapy is based on the operant conditioning principle. So people, you know, if people keep avoiding, then they will never learn. So they kind of disconnect the cycle of being rewarded immediately by avoiding. Let them sit with the anxiety, and then no one can be extremely anxious for so long. They'll habituate, they'll get tired of it, and they may even lose focus on the anxiety. And then finally the anxiety, the extreme anxiety will reduce, and they learn that, oh, it doesn't kill me, I can manage. I don't faint, I don't disgrace myself, I can somehow manage. So it's all based on the behavioral principle.